Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Credlow. I'm here from Kent, Washington. I'm the grandfather and custodial guardian of Kylie, who's a beautiful 8-year-old young lady who happened to suffer massive brain damage at birth. I wanted to start out by thanking you for your strong advocacy work in helping to sponsor and get approved the Down Syndrome Information Act in the 2016 legislative session. And I'm here to ask you to capitalize on that work and to help even more children by expanding the diagnosis list to include any children with intellectual or developmental disabilities. I raised 2 daughters as a single father, and I thought that was hard, and I didn't know anything. When Kylie came to live with me at 8 months old, I realized that raising a child with significant disabilities was exponentially harder. I balance so many different medical and therapy activities above and beyond my full-time job and just spending time with Kylie that I am completely exhausted all the time. And I don't have time, and I can't make time for research. When Kylie was first born, she suffered a loss of oxygen that resulted in hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, which is a global brain damage, and seizures, and cerebral palsy, and a number of other medical conditions. When she was a year old, I took her to Riley Children's Hospital for a series of tests. We were there for 3 days, and on day 3 we saw a pediatric ophthalmologist, and he did a series of tests. And I remember sitting in the waiting room when he came out with Kylie in my lap, and he said, "Kylie has 100% cortical visual impairment. It is a combination of massive scarring on her optic nerves from the extended loss of oxygen and severe damage to the brain tissue in her occipital lobes, which is the center of the brain that translates the images from the eyes to the brain itself. She will never be able to see, including light or movement." And then he left. And that was the extent of the information that I was given. And I sat there in his waiting room, the tears rolling down my face, and Kylie in my arms, until I was able to gather myself up and move on to her next of many appointments. And I thought in that time about how much I would have to learn, how much I would have to research, how much I didn't know about what it would be like to raise a child who was blind. Where do I even start? And it was months before I was able to actually get anything put together for her, and years before she was involved in regular vision therapy. And I'm still fighting that battle today. Kylie and so many other children like her would benefit so much if their parents were given access to resources, support groups, therapies, the information that they need to be able to get their child as much help as early as possible. If those resources were given to them at the time of diagnosis. I want to thank you again for what you've already done, for all of the strong work you've done in advocating for children with Down syndrome. And I want to challenge you to keep capitalizing on that strong work by expanding that diagnosis list to help other children, those with other intellectual and developmental disabilities. Thank you very much.